Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief. I'm Rolene Marks with today's top stories. But before we delve into today's headlines, I just want to thank everybody, readers, viewers, listeners, people from around the world who have sent messages of solidarity and support as Israel endured a very, very difficult week with the escalation on our border. So thank you to all of you out there for all your love and support. It certainly is felt very strongly here in Israel. So without further ado, let me update you on where we are at the moment. Last night there was another major barrage of rockets deeper into Israel, this time close to the towns of Rehovot, Yavne and surrounds. But after a ceasefire brokered by UN Special Envoy to the Middle East, Nikolai Miladenov, and Egypt, both Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Israel agreed to a ceasefire which came into effect at 5:30 this morning. From the IDF's perspective, they are calling what they now term Operation Black Belt as a success, but no sooner did we have a ceasefire then 3 barrages of rockets were fired. It is allegedly being claimed by another rogue group within the Gaza Strip, but that hasn't been confirmed. The IDF also eliminated more terrorists from Palestinian Islamic Jihad who were about to fire rockets and mortars into Israel. So the statistics as of last night, over 400 rockets and mortars fired at Israeli civilians, and over 90% of them intercepted by the Iron Dome. Those that aren't intercepted normally land in empty fields. A number of damages to infrastructure, to an old age home yesterday, to a water pipe this morning, fragments of a rocket landing in a school in Netivot. Thank goodness it was closed, but also thank goodness that even though there were some injuries, there haven't been any casualties. And it is hoped that the ceasefire will continue, and within the last hour or so, the IDF has eased restrictions around the Gaza periphery and roads have been reopened, and we really hope that this weekend we have a state of calm. Meanwhile, we have another big issue taking place in Israel, and that is the negotiations for some kind of government. Well, Benny Gantz, who is the leader of Kahol Lavan, or the Blue and White, met with Avigdor Lieberman, the leader of Israel Bitenu, earlier today, and both said the meeting was extremely positive. The optics looked very positive. In this meeting, Lieberman was calling for the backing of all Blue and White MKs for the Rivlin plan on a unity government. Rivlin, our president, his plan on a unity government would see a government with Prime Minister Netanyahu as the leader. However, he would have to step aside if indicted. So Lieberman is waiting for the Blue and White to put their backing on that. But he has accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of trying to move towards a third set of elections, saying it is unclear if Netanyahu accepts all of the terms of President Rivlin's unity plan. However, we will know more on Sunday when Lieberman meets with Netanyahu. And our final story for the day actually broke earlier this week, but does have a lot of ramifications on not just Israelis but Jews around the world who are feeling this very, very keenly. And that is the decision by the European Court of Justice to put into law that any products coming from what they call the settlements, which is the disputed territories, has to be labeled as products coming from the settlements or products coming from the occupied territories. Just literally days after we have commemorated Kristallnacht, which many of us see as the harbinger of the Holocaust, where Jews had to wear yellow stars to identify them as Jewish. This feels like a horrible repetition of history. It's extremely discriminatory against Jews, against Israelis. it also takes us back to that very, very painful time in our period where Jewish businesses were demarcated so people could boycott them. The rationale behind this is that apparently shoppers could make an informed decision. Prime Minister Netanyahu expressed his outrage. He says it's unbelievable that Europe, who do not sanction Iran, who have threatened the destruction of the state of Israel and back that up with a nuclear program, but boycotts or sanctions Israelis is absolutely untenable. But we urge you that if you do see products that are labelled like this, please buy them. The only way to answer a boycott of Israel is with a boycott of Israel. So this is the final Israel brief update for the week. I think we all want to have a quiet and restful weekend after the week's incidents. But you can read a lot of our articles online. Check us out at www.layoftheland.online for your content. And don't forget to visit us on our Facebook page at Lottle's site. We love to hear from you, and we love to see all of you joining us. So like us or follow us. Every Friday we post a new place in Israel where we are for Shabbat, and also articles from our archive. This week you can read all about the economy of terror and where the money that is given to the Palestinian Authority is going. And don't forget that if you want Israel's side of the story shared around the world, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief. Click on the subscribe button or the little bell that tells you when there's a new Israel Brief posted, and let's get Israel's side of the story out to the world. I'm Lieberman Marks, wishing you a peaceful and quiet weekend, and Shabbat Shalom.